done there from Dun Media in Melbourne. Just switching away from the resource tax, or the minerals resource rent tax, as the new name is this morning. The Australian labour market remains so key still to the outlook for our economy. Arguably, our labour market's one of the best performing in the world. Unemployment levels recently shrinking to 5.2%. And one company making the most of the post-GFC bounce back is the ASX-listed human resources company, the Humanis Group. And joining us now to discuss current trends in the labour market is Humanis CEO George Gelavis. George, great to have you on board because, as I said, this is so key to our outlook, the labour market. Now, just in terms of your company, Humanis is actually was created through the merger of two particular companies. Just tell us a bit about your business, just so we get an idea.
Yeah, for sure. Look, TSS was the listed entity originally. We saw a need to get some more scale, and we decided to merge with Weststaff. So now we have those two brands operating in the marketplace together, and you know, that's certainly been a pretty interesting ride. Any merger involves people and creating a sense of urgency to make sure you drive those efficiencies through your business. But we certainly see at the moment in the Australian economy that there is recovery. But look, you know, reality is that it's a bit of a fragile piece out there at the moment, and it's great news today to see the monkey off the back in terms of the mining industry. It is important. We do have a degree of exposure to the mining industry, and we're hopeful that this issue is now off the table.
Why has that affected what you're doing?
Mainly for the fact that part of our suite of products includes an Indigenous product as well as an international product as well. And both those particular products are very sensitive to the mining industry, in that the mining industry does provide a lot of jobs in those particular sectors. So from that point of view, it is important. And we also have an indirect exposure through our logistics clients as well. They also have, you know, without doubt, have an exposure to the mining industry.
So that's a big issue for the upcoming election, this mining issue, and as you said, that's important for you guys to monitor. The other big issue, I suppose, is the population debate, and I know this week the WA Chamber of Commerce and Industry have been saying that they've got such a labour shortage in WA. They want, in fact, you know, increase migration because they need the workers.
Yes.
In terms of the election coming up then, how much is that kind of issue expected to impact your business then? Well,
look, certainly it does. Unemployment in the low fives is what we like to call a tight labour market. So you have employers starting to think about taking more people onto their permanent payroll versus a temporary payroll. However, it's, you know, I suppose it's getting to a position where our clients are confident of what the future holds. And that really, I suppose, is the key, is business confidence. It plays a huge impact on the recruitment industry. And I believe tonight the results out of America are going to be an amazing barometer to what's happening in that country.
Yeah, huge contrast. Just very quickly, I think we've literally got about 30 seconds.
Sure.
But in terms of the trends in the labour market at the moment, are you using any sense that the trouble offshore, which we're talking about yet again on a daily basis, talks of double-dip recession, is that likely to take things off the boil for us here in Australia again? And particularly, you know, we've been looking at full-time shift, you know, coming out of the part-time, moving into the full-time. That's been a big trend. Is there any sense that might hold off now?
No, I don't think so. And I think a lot of it's going to be based around the mining industry. I think it just really underscores the importance of the mining industry to the Australian economy.
Great to have you on, George Gelavis. Thank you very much from Humanis. And just picking up where George was mentioning with the US non-farm payrolls numbers tonight, they're key to the outlook for markets in the next couple of days. After the break, Street Sense, we'll have a look at those.